Deborah D. Daniels is a member of the Senior Executive Service, the equivalent of a general in the military, where she is retiring as the Vice Procurement Services Executive, providing executive leadership and guidance for the procurement of net-centric technology solutions for the Defense Information Systems Agency, DISA. In this position, she has dual-hatted as the Deputy Director, Defense Information Technology Contracting Organization, an organization that obligated over $6 billion in contracts in fiscal year 2023. And she manages a contract portfolio valued at more than $22 billion. She was also DISA's Senior Services Manager, responsible for the acquisition of services. Daniel served in various positions of responsibility and authority, leading military, civilians, and foreign nationals. She managed critical defense acquisition programs, commanded procurement organizations, and led units in peace, combat, and on humanitarian missions. In numerous military assignments, she served in units located in Arizona, Kansas, Georgia, Missouri, New York, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Germany, and South Korea. Deployed to support operations in Florida, Somalia, Nigeria, Kosovo, and Macedonia, and completed combat tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. Daniels was the 2000 Secretary of the Army Military Contingency Contracting Officer of the Year and the 2000 U.S. Army Europe and 7th Army Head of Contracting Award for Contracting Excellence in Contingency Contracting recipient. Her other awards include the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star Medal, Defense Meritorious, Army Meritorious Service Medals, Army Staff Officer Identification Badge, Basic Recruiter's Badge, Parachutist Badge, and the Army Corps of Engineers Bronze Order of the Fleury Medal. In 2016, she received the National Association of Professional Women Woman of the Year Award and was inducted in the Continental Who's Who's Registry of National Business Leaders for her military service. May I introduce to you Deborah Daniels, your Mistress of Ceremonies for this morning.
Good morning. Man, I was sitting there listening to the resume and bio one, and I did all that. But I will echo, this is a beautiful sight. Standing here, beautiful room of just all the smiles, everyone here, and a beautiful day to celebrate. Beautiful day to have a ceremony. And so, without further ado, I'd like to, and I don't know where he is, but, okay, here he is. Hello. And I'm going to tell you, this is like home week for me because there's so many faces, and I'll get around the room to say hello to you because, yes, I retired out of Edgewood here in 2016. So go Army. All right, so good morning to Mr. James C. Williams, the founder of Chosen Community Development Corporation, to Dr. Anjanette Ellison, Executive Director of Chosen Community Development Corporation, Karen Holt, today's guest speaker, elected officials, our Gold Star wives and spouses and mothers, and mostly to our honored guests and families. I said, I'm Deborah Daniels, and I'm your Mistress of Ceremony, and I'm honored to be here today. So welcome to the 2024 Women's History Month Recognition Program. We can call this Women's Her Story Month because we're going to hear a lot of stories from females that are recipients of awards today. This is the 4th annual program celebrating women that have contributed so much to our great state and our country. And we celebrate their amazing community service and their volunteerism. And today we will highlight and showcase these women who are participating in the program to our awardees, and you will hear all about their accomplishments. So it's various backgrounds and just an age range. I think the youngest is 6. And the Legacy Award winner turned 13. No. Add both digits together and her age, she's 13. That's how I count my age. I am just an engineering, as they told me, so God bless our Legacy Award winner. So we'll have you, if you'll please stand, we're going to have the national anthem. So we'll please stand for the singing of our national anthem and then remain singing the prayer. It will be sung by Ms. Courtney White Gilbert, who's a leader within the Army Test and Evaluation Command and a celebrated recording artist. The national anthem will be followed by Mr. Howard McComas of McComas Funeral Home and a chosen board member who will provide the prayer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That wasn't enough. Thank you so much for having me offer prayer this evening, or this morning. Orlene and The Chosen has been just a blessing in my life to be able to be a part of such an amazing group. Never understood what that group does on a daily basis. So just amazing. With it being today's the Women's Month, right, in March. I have to tell you, I think I mentioned this last year, that in our organization is now made up of 75% women. And I tell you what, it's been a blessing because they work with families so very well. So that part has absolutely been a blessing. I did have to help them this past week and fill out the brackets. I didn't quite understand that, but I think they're hooked now. I think they're ready to go. So, if I may, just before the prayer, very quickly, I'd like to quote Maya Angelou, if I may. And she said, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." I know most of you probably in this room, and I can tell you that exemplifies exactly how you go through each day and whatever you do. So you should be very proud of that, and I know everybody else is, so it's a blessing. Let us pray, please. Lord, we humbly come before you, seeking your grace and blessing upon this group gathered here. Look down upon them and surround them with your protection, your health, and guidance as they embark on their daily journey of service to others and to you. Grant them strength and courage to face the challenges that each day may bring, and inspire them to make this world a better place through their actions, their words, and their deeds. Bless the food, of course, that's before us and the hands that prepared it, and keep your guiding hand on us after we leave this place today. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Thank you so much. I don't know where she went, to Ms. Courtney for the beautiful singing of the national anthem. That is not easy to sing, but that was beautiful. And to Mr. McCombs for the inspirational prayer, inspirational uplifting prayer. So, ladies and gentlemen, as they are moving plates, I would like to present the founder of Chosen Community Development Corporation, James C. Williams, and that's going to come forward and provide opening remarks, and then followed by him. He will be followed by Ms. Robin Williams, the Director of Nursing at Ashley Treatment Facility, who will provide the welcome. Mr. Williams, please.
Certainly, I thank everyone for your warm applause. Just a brief history of the Chosen Community Development Corporation. Its initial inception was out of the Mount Zion Baptist Church, where our concern was the care and meeting of the needs of those families, because the saga of a nation is really the saga of its families. And we wanted to make certain that we have a firm relationship with each other and with the God that you say we serve. And I would just like to acknowledge the leadership of the Chosen Community Development Corporation, our director, Sister Warleen, and to all of her staff. If you would just give them a warm welcome. In this community, they're making a difference. And remember, it's all about our families. If we get things right with our families, the reality is about 90% of our concerns would go away. So we thank you for your support and thank you for your encouragement. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I believe it's 12, so good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
As I welcome you to this afternoon's events, I'd like to also invite your awareness to the beauty that's around us, this beautiful setting, all the beautiful women at this event, and of course, this beautiful occasion. Your presence today shows us two things: that you support and encourage women to be their best version of themselves, and that you appreciate and are aware that when women use the gifts God gives them, the communities, their daughters, and the world around them benefit. So on behalf of the Chosen Community Development Corporation, our sponsors and supporters, we welcome you to our 2024 Women's History and Recognition Luncheon. Congratulations to all of our honorees. We thank you and we bless God for your coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to our founder, Williams and Robin, for the heartfelt remarks and welcome. This time, I'd like to invite Mr. Myrick Johnson, Chosen's treasurer and retired military warrant officer, to come share a little bit about the Chosen organization.
Good afternoon. Yes, it's afternoon now. Okay. Good to see everyone out, and welcome again to Chosen's 2024 Women's Recognition Luncheon. As I said earlier, Chosen was established in 2020 by our founder, Pastor Jason Williams Sr. Chosen is a 501c3 organization dedicated to serving others. The corporation is organized exclusively for charitable, educational, and scientific purposes to develop children, youth, individuals, and families, those in socioeconomically challenged areas, through educational and human service programs. Our goals are to enhance self-sufficiency and maintain a lifetime sustainment and create a healthier community for today and tomorrow. Chosen offers holistic programs, classes, and seminars to empower and assist individuals and families. We accomplish these goals through our 4 dynamic directorates: Women Empowerment Center and Food Services, led by Deidre Sykes, which houses our food kitchen, food drive, and pantry. It also assists women with affordable housing. Our Education and Technology Directorate is led by Dr. Richard McCarthy. In this directorate, we have our award-winning Leadership Academy and our STEM programs. In January, they were awarded funding to assist with our new robotics program by Constellation BGE, one of our great sponsors who we're glad to have with us. The Community Resources Directorate is led by Brenda Walden. This directorate has our health and wellness programs, our huge mental health program, job resources and training, and youth and career development programs. Under development is our Child Care Center, which is on the way. Lastly, our Val Ripken and Chosen Community Garden, led by our Master Gardener, Mr. Lonnie Vick. Chosen thanks each one for their tireless devotion. We don't have to do this, we can't and don't do this alone. It is because of our amazing volunteers, sponsors, and partners. We have volunteers that are dedicated to serve over 25 to 30 hours a week. And I know, because I'm one of you. But I don't mind it, because in helping others, in order to be a leader, we must serve. So we have to do what we have to do to help others achieve their great dreams. So we give special thanks to our sponsors for today's event, especially our very first sponsor, Freedom Federal Credit Union. And Freedom, thank you for believing in us. Today, our bronze sponsor, APG FCU, which is Aberdeen Proving Ground Federal Credit Union, Beacon Staffing, BHL Group, and one of our new sponsors at the silver level, Hartford Bank. So let's give them a round of applause. We've accomplished so much this year. We are Harford County's #1 food distribution center. Lastly, we are the recipients of Governor Award for Leadership and Volunteerism. A round of applause, please, for that hard work. All right, now you know who we are. Okay. So as the treasurer, we need funds. Okay, we can't do this. That's my spirit. I'm the one that everybody gets mad at, but that's okay. I can. So on your table is a QR code. So please find it in your heart to use it if you could. But if you're not tech savvy like me, we got envelopes. we have envelopes which to give to everyone. Again, I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank all of our sponsors, all of our volunteers. I want to thank everyone who makes Chosen what it is today. A development that cares about people, cares about what they are in life and where they're going. Everybody needs a hand, and we're here to give it to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for that, and I really appreciate hearing the history of Chosen. There's nothing more special in life but to be chosen. For someone to make a choice to help, to mentor, to uplift, to care, to spend and take their time. To be chosen is to be special. So I'd like to welcome at this time to the floor, yield the floor to our County Council President, Mr. Patrick Vincenti. I hope I pronounced that right. We have a phenomenal guest speaker that will come after lunch, as well as some exceptional women winners. We want to stay on track as much as we can from here on out. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Patrick Vincenti, President of Harford County Council.
I'm honored to be here with you today and really pleased to see all the great work that Chosen has done for the past few years. and blessed to know both JC and Robin. Although I didn't recognize him at first this morning, I don't understand all this. But I want to really, again, just express my appreciation for all the great things that you all do here in the county. When I'm out and about, I always say, you know, Harford County is a great place to live, work, learn, and raise a family. And all of it's because of what you guys do. So, again, I'm honored to be here. Wish you all the best. And the treasurer, I understand your hard work to always ask for dollars. So I would say that if you want this good work to continue, dig into your pockets and help wherever you can for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vincenti, for those remarks and for supporting this organization. And I must say, just to let you know that everyone that's supporting Chosen is a volunteer. There are no paid employees. Like I said, these are people taking their time with love and just wanting to share and give back. And so they all volunteer to do that. So this is Women's History Month. And when and why did it start? I tell you, Women's History Month started out as a week, and it was March 7th in 1982. And it started out as Women's History Week. And throughout the next 5 years, there were different resolutions and things passed to make it Women's History Month. And it was in 1987 that it was being petitioned by the National Women's History Project, where Congress passed Women's History Month. And it was between 1988 to 94 that they passed additional resolutions. But they wanted to make sure that since that time, every president has, made a proclamation with regard to Women's History Month. Before I retired from this, I was the Women Employees Resource Group champion. And we supported in 2 events, Women's History Month in March and Women's Equality Day in August. And so it was to uphold and to celebrate women. And what we're doing here today for Women's History Month is to celebrate some outstanding women of all ages, young and older, more experienced, to come together, and I appreciate that we can uphold this also and bring this honor to this. So the next person I'll ask is Ms. Vicki Jones, Councilwoman, Harvard de Grace Council, and the president of the NAACP for Hartford County, to come forward and recognize the women leaders in the room.
I'm supposed to hold the mic so everybody can see me. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you for attending the 2024 Women's History Month Recognition Program. I am here to introduce some amazing women. You will meet many of them today, but I want to share with you some of them that are in our program, and have the ladies stand as I call your name to be recognized, and also have everyone hold your applause until I have recognized everyone. Councilmember Tandra Ridgely, Dr. Felicia Kelso, please stay standing. Dr. Felicia Kelso, author, certified AI consultant, and retired military leader, Constellation Exelon senior manager. Patty Sterling, executive director, Drescher Foundation. Leslie Stein, Freedom Federal Credit Union and president of the Route 40 Association. Jennifer Farrell, executive director, Community Foundation of Harford County. Allison Fry Moorfield, Towson University Northeast. Rosalind Kenyon, Elaine King, CCOM G1. Angela Rose, CEO, Hartford Chamber of Commerce.
Elizabeth Hopkins, former council member Aberdeen and Aberdeen Proving Ground Federal Credit Union. Deidre Sumter, Technical Director of Army Evaluation Command, President of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, recipient of the Chosen Award for DoD Civilian. Bonnie Barisi, the Office of Community Development, Small Business Development. Carla Mattioli, Marketing Director, Hartford Bank. Angela Ryan, President, Safe Harbor Christian Counseling. Lisa Snodgrass, Director of Business Management, Freedom Federal Credit Union, and last year's recipient of the Chosen Award for Business. Marilyn Rodriguez, Vice President of Chosen. Catherine Adams, last year's Chosen Legacy winner. Rain Curtis, CEO of the Rainy Day College Foundation. Nalanda Roberts, CEO of Voices of a Child. Alicia Myers-Pope, CEO of People Inspiring People. Heather Cantos, Legislative Aide to Councilman Jacob Bennett. Now I will acknowledge our Gold Star mother and wives whose loved ones gave all. Janice Chance, mother of Captain Jesse Melton III, United States Marine Corps. Paula Davis, mother of Private First Class Justin Davis. Joy Good, mother of FT2 Kenyon Askew, U.S. Navy. Donna Robertson, mother of Staff Sergeant Damian Campbell, U.S. Army. Stephanie White, mother of Private First Class Robert Leon White, Jr., U.S. Army. Riva Gianto, spouse to Master Sergeant Jeremy Burris. Erica Rivers and her daughter, Dorian Reegers, spouse of Staff Sergeant Burl Wayne Reers. Mary Heath, spouse of CTN1 Jerry Heath. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you give a round of applause to all of these phenomenal women.
Thank you, Ms. Jones, and thank you to all of the ladies for the outstanding contributions you've made to your organizations and community. Can we have another round of applause for all those amazing women? She will take a moment to pause as they serve lunch, and then we'll get started shortly after they have finished serving lunch. So please.
I didn't. I was just gonna throw it away. If it doesn't look right, I'm gonna throw it away. But it will do. Yeah. But this, I didn't. No. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. I mean, they working on it. No.
manufacturing. Karen leads a team committed to facilitating business investment, entrepreneurial development, and job creation designed to foster a diverse economy and expand the local tax base, all the while enhancing quality of life for those who live, work, play, learn, invest, serve, and stay in Harford County. In addition, Karen serves as the Harford County's liaison to Aberdeen Proving Ground and the over 100 defense contractors located in Harford County. In addition to coordinating regional initiatives for the Chesapeake Science and Securities Corridor Consortium, which supports installation resiliency and workforce development efforts, she is also president of the Association of Defense Communities, a national organization dedicated to advancing issues that build strong defense communities and strengthen the ability for service members to defend the nation. It's my pleasure to welcome Karen Holt of the Office of Economic Development to the state.
I was hoping for Erica Badu. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, awardees, Gold Star family members, fellow sisters, and supporters. March is Women's History Month, and this year's theme is advocating for diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI may be a new term for the mainstream, but women have been harbingers of diversity, equity, and inclusion for some time. Egyptologists are now discovering Nefertiti's role in restoring polytheism, financial, and political stability to the people of her time. Sojourner Truth, an African-American abolitionist, dedicated her life to gender equality regardless of race. And Malala Yousafzai defied a Taliban assassination attempt to campaign for women and children's right to education. It's an important torch to carry, and it deserves more than a month to celebrate. We have much to feel fortunate for here in Harford County, and those recognized here today are an important part of what makes our county a special place to live, work, play, learn, serve, and stay. A special thanks to the Chosen Community Development Corporation and its sponsors for hosting today's program. This month, as Harford County wraps up its year-long celebration of its 250th anniversary, we're also reminded that women in the United States have only gained the right to vote for the past 104 years, and for many African American women, only for the past 59. Recently, the Harford County Department of Housing and Community Services, in partnership with Commission for Women, celebrated Leading Women Awards at Richland Ballroom, past, present, and future. 12 youth nominees were Swan Creek School 8th grader Catherine Clayton and Falston High School senior Elise Bucker, recognized for their dedication to compassionate community service and superior academic achievement. Also honored was the late Mildred Louise Gore Stansberry, the first African American elected to serve in office as the 2024 Leading Woman of Yesterday, and Dr. Andrea Mountain Campbell, the founder and director of Mohar Mental Wellness, as the Leading Woman of Today. We also saw in March the Athena Awards that took place in that same ballroom to a packed house, honoring Stacy Reaver with the Athena Leadership Award, Stacey Guerin with the Athena Young Professional Award, and Dr. Mary Teddy Ray with the Athena Organizational Award. Like today's program, these events are not merely recognition of women's achievements in our community, but history unfolding. What strikes me most about women leaders in our community is their mode of operandi. They speak from a place of we, not I. They recognize the contributions of others along their way. They give gratitude for that mentor influence or strong woman role model in their life. They are humbled by accolades and driven to serve a community rather than themselves. Working women today, on average, earn 84 cents to every dollar men earn. And according to the Pew Research Center, that gap has not budged in almost 20 years. Women CEOs run 10.4% of Fortune 500 companies. For women of color, that number is 2. Not percent, 2. The Sunda Brown Duckett, who's CEO of TIAA, and Tony Towns Whitley, who's CEO of SAIC. How many of you in this room have been the only woman in a meeting or on a board or a work group? How many the only person of color? Or the youngest by 20 years? Not asking as a critique, just more a reflective self-observation. We have much work to do, but it's history unfolding. I currently serve as president of the Association of Defense Communities. It's a national organization that supports defense communities across the nation. There's about 300, all branches of the armed services. And the very first ADC conference I attended, I was one of only 8 women in a ballroom of dark-suited men focusing on soldier support. So fast forward. In the past year, I had the privilege to interview the 25th Secretary of the U.S. Army, the Honorable Christine Wormuth, on stage before an audience of 800 attendees. She's the first female Secretary of the Army, and it was a much more diverse audience now in terms of age and gender and geography. And we're more focused on issues like spousal employment, childcare, and mental health issues for military families. I also had the honor to attend the change of command ceremony for Major General Janine Burkhead, assumed command as the Adjutant General of the Maryland National Guard. She heads the Maryland Military Department and is the only Black woman leading a state military. History unfolding. I had an assignment once in middle school to interview someone about a significant historical event and its impact on their life. I chose my grandmother, and she chose to share her experience growing up as a young girl during the Great Depression. It was standard Q&A interview format, but I clung to her words in awe as her story came to life in full color, and yet a dark contrast to the lifetime I had known in my first 13 years. There was suffering, deprivation, sacrifice, and hunger. But what I remembered most from her recollection and my takeaway was the emphasis on sharing, collaboration, civility, and looking out for one another. And those moments of joy that she captured of a neighborhood musician strumming or a storyteller enthralling that would find ways in simple giving of themselves to make hard times a little softer, maybe even bring a smile. Another theme that was apparent to me, even as a young teenager listening, was a woven tapestry of strength and leadership shown by women during that time. Caring for their own family, often taking in others' children and family members, additional odd jobs and chores to survive, to keep some semblance of routine and normalcy, to hold a family together. I still have that tape. It's a cassette. Yes, that was before podcasts and streaming, and I can no longer play it. But it's a treasured keepsake and a fond memory of a special time with my grandmother. Strength is another quality that women bring and was seen in force during the pandemic. COVID brought unprecedented chaos to life as we knew it, physically, mentally, and emotionally. All of us have storied scars from this global impact, but I also bet many of you know at least someone, at least one woman, that was like a phoenix rising from the ashes as she seamlessly held a household together while helping 2 or 3 kids or grandkids with online schooling and homework, fed the family dog, set up a home office for her spouse, and prepared a casserole in between Teams and Zoom meetings for her own job. The job loss resulting from the pandemic was unique compared to other recessions in its impact on women because it was concentrated in the low-paid service jobs where women are overrepresented. Women lost the majority of leisure and hospitality jobs and retail jobs that disappeared during COVID. Maternal employment declined by 16% during the pandemic and has still not fully recovered. Support for one another is so critical, and for women, the struggle may be real, but to lift each other up, ideal. In a time of such divisiveness, it's important to find common ground. I recently read an article that indicated nearly 1/3 of individuals would either end a friendship or distance themselves from someone who held a differing viewpoint. These are missed opportunities to learn from one another. and at least agree to disagree for the sake of a relationship. Love thy neighbor is the greatest commandment. To our young women in the room, I want to thank you in advance for the great things you'll do to ensure opportunities for women continue to improve. Be kind to one another. You are already more confident, have more knowledge accessible to you, and you're definitely more tech savvy than we were at your age. We sit here on the water shores today, and with a room full of people who want nothing for you but success, I can truly say the world is your oyster. So spring is now upon us. Let's embrace this annual renaissance. It's a rebirth. Let's recommit to engagement and civility and inclusivity in all we do for this great Hartford community that we call home. Live an intentional life and know that you are part of history unfolding. Thank you for allowing me to share in today's event with all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Holt, so much for the support and for taking time out of your schedule to provide those key remarks. Just so uplifting. So I'm going to ask Ms. Williams, Dr. Ellison, if you'll please come forward. So we're going to So now, let's award some great women for all of their outstanding contributions to the community. So, Orlene.
Well, good evening, everyone. So, should I say good afternoon? Welcome to the Oscars. We are pushing the time, and old soldiers, we like to stay on time, and we're very close. So we are going to move some of the awards around just a bit because we have some of the individuals that are the recipients that need to get back to work in DC. But before we do that, I just want you to know that all the award recipients were nominated. And when we were reading through the nominations and the reviews, Mr. Vicente, sir, you should be here for the stage. They have to give out the proclamation. Play some music for him to come up, please. So for the young ladies that were nominated from elementary all the way to college, a couple of things came in mind. The number one reason we do this is for mentoring education, just for the young and for old. And to get to the point being that these are ladies or young kids who've given back to the community through volunteer service and or community service. Volunteer service and or community service. And one thing came to mind. I know we was going to get biblical, but I think it's Micah chapter 6, verse 8. Act, if I'm not mistaken, because Micah can help me out. Act justly. Love mercy, and then walk humbly with the Lord. These ladies, when we were reading their nominations, they have given of themselves. And all of them are not getting paid for this work that they're doing. So that's why we want to have a Women's History Program to acknowledge these young ladies and get it done. Before we go, I think it's 1435, in this same book, in this different chapter, different verse, it says that no greater love than it is for a man or woman to lay down their life for a friend. To our Gold Star mothers and our spouses, as usual, we honor you. Some gave, and then some gave all. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. You show us strength. You show us what strength is all about, and we're grateful. Okay, so we're gonna move the awards around. It's an entire dissertation. The nominations are amazing, and they send books in. And we're gonna cut it short because we want to get you out of here on time. So I'm gonna do a little blurb about each recipient. Before we do, we're gonna start with Ms. Olivia Nunn. For those who know, most of you were here last year. Olivia kind of gave you a little bit of her testimony. Olivia is a retired lieutenant colonel. She's a motivational speaker, podcast. She was a DoD Veterans Award winner this year for her work and everything she's done with mental health. And for those who don't know, she's typically wearing her crown. Olivia is also last year Miss Petite Virginia. She's a guest, and she was a friend of us. So ladies and gentlemen, our Communications Award winner for the time she's given from mental health to soldiers, all the support she was giving to all the youth, Communications winner is Miss Olivia Nunn. If you don't hear Olivia's podcast every now and then, you can check into it. AJ, what are you doing? And the proclamation again, we thank the council for the proclamation as well to the ladies. Our next recipient, we're going to go back now to the original. We're going to bring both of them up because our middle school recipient and her family will be trying to leave us shortly. So the first one we're going to call up is going to be our elementary winner, which is Miss Derica Bryant, and our middle school winner, Miss Gracelyn Mays. Come forward, please. Gracelyn was nominated by the Boys and Girls Club. They call her the teacher because she's always teaching people. And of course, Derica was nominated by the Discovery Center for her volunteer hours at the Discovery Center. Also, she does some food drives. Mom, did you get a picture? You were over here, Mom. You miss your cue. You miss your cue. Yes, you miss your cue, Derek. Okay, you are. All right, our next recipient. Let me tell you, look at her now. Remember her face. This young lady will be our next NASA astronaut. Her name is Nadaya Khalif. She runs the STEM program. Listen, not help. She runs the STEM program at the Boys and Girls Club in Aberdeen. Her teachers call her phenomenal. They say she's a supercharged individual, and she is a STEM expert. For her volunteer work at the Boys and Girls Club, high school recipient is Nadai Khalif.
How I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
This young lady, Miss Allison Frey, her boss, I mean, again, talk about dissertations, spoke so highly of this young lady. And when we were going through the nomination packets, several things stood out. The nonprofit support that you give to the organizations, as well as her dear, I guess, love for the community gardens and planning at Towson University. Our college recipient is from Towson University, Northeast. Her name is Emma Amarian.
So close.
Okay, so close. Pronounce it for me, Emma. M. Ryan. Come on up. Coming to the stage, let me just say this. You need some energy to be around her. Just you need some energy. And if you don't have it, plug in. Our next recipient, coming from our DOD civilian side of the house, I'm sorry, am I right on this one? No, military side of the house, is Ms. Specialist Kirsten Bell. Specialist Bell is in charge of better opportunities for senior soldiers on the military post. They call it BOSS. This is a volunteer position that soldiers sign up for or somehow are told to do, right? But she goes out into the community. She gives back, but most importantly, they adopt old retirees like, not quite myself, but they adopt some of the retirees and they help with so many benefits. For giving them her time and her effort, when we call the babies for their nominee, unanimously, from Colonel Montwell to Command Sergeant Major Denson to her leadership team, please stand, who's with us here today. Again, thank you for your service. It was absolutely unanimous that this award goes to Specialist Kirsten Bell. Thank you for your service. Civilian, she's still a DOD civilian. However, she gives, listen, on her Friday nights, over 70 kids, something called Friday Night Fire. Now think about a young lady getting up there Friday night to give back to the kids. Teaching, coaching, mentoring, and also bringing fun as well as the word. For your volunteer service, we give to you our DOD Civilian Intern Award, Ms. Kiana Kenyon. Thank you for your time. Our next recipient is a Department of Defense civilian as well. Now, she works at Army Test Center. For those who don't know, all that booming and all that noise you hear, that's where she works. It's called Behind the Fence, okay? So she's here now, you're just kidding. But we thank her for her professionalism, but most importantly for her volunteer support. Ms. Reagan here has given us, Dr. Freeney, has given us so much support. She started something called Women in Leadership, where she brings in all the leaders of the state, federal government to give back to women. You guys have heard of General Singh. You've heard of some other General Burkhead, as we talked about earlier. She brings in all of that energy and gives right back to young women. Dr. Freeney, thank you for your support. Our GOG Civilian Award is to Dr. Freeney. to us by Captain Will River. Now let me tell you about Will first before we get started. Stand up, sir. Stand on up, Captain River. Stand up. He used to be Lieutenant River, and he would always run our 5Ks. Chosen would do a 5K run in Festival Park, and he always ran 5K. But guess what? He has a son that would kick his butt every time. But we want to say congratulations to him for his promotion to captain and for keeping the community safe as well. So, Lieutenant Shannon Person. Closer, all right. She's what we call our plainclothes person, right? Detective. She's given so much to this community outside of wearing that uniform, working in the criminal investigation division, been promoted through all of the ranks. However, still making time to give back to Harford County, Cecil County, and the community. Shannon, thank you so much for all the hard work you do, not just in the police department, but also to the community. So, for our particular award, when it comes to leadership, and she led her entire unit, goes to Shannon, Lieutenant Shannon Person. This nominee, I don't know where to begin. From Happy Grace Middle School to Happy Grace High School, they ripped and raved about all of the support she's given. If you want someone to be committed to be there, the word was just ashe. So for all her volunteer hours, also with the Epic Center, she's done so much with the Epic Center and all the support. She gives them her time. They told me about 15, 20 hours a week, selflessly. So our community support nominee and our community support winner is Ms. Shay Gibson. So the next young lady has inspired me for more ways and more reasons than you can probably even imagine. Simply because she has a tough job. She has to keep our president of our county council in line, right? So that alone, thank you for that. But her volunteer service is a Charlie Riley Community Foundation and Scholarship. Samantha not only gives all of her time and effort into that organization, her story is phenomenal. She was a recipient of one of their scholarships. She went off to East Carolina University and came back and gave, and she's given currently to that same organization that took care of her through all her volunteer community service. So this year, through our civic supports, what we call it, our winner, Ms. Samantha Harris.
Come and knock on our door. And wait for you.
ignored, the board members are here, and they have been working so hard, again, no one gets paid by the chosen. So the ladies over here on the board, give them a round of applause. Just like, thank you so much. It's a fun game over here, I'm telling you. So for our business award, I was blown away when I got a packet, or received a packet on this young lady. I don't know where she finds the time with a full-time job to do what she is doing right now with her volunteer support. Carla, I was blown away. She's been on numerous boards. She's serving currently on numerous boards, giving back to the community, and all of the work she's done for the Harford Family House. Sandra, I don't know how you do it. We are honored just to be in her presence. I mean, you should see the impressive. If you want her, I will show it to you. So we're just happy to honor you today. So in our business category, for your volunteer support, Ms. Sandra Osborne. Was a Welcome One shelter as well. I mean, I don't know how she does it. We're just grateful. Our next awardee is, we don't, sometimes in our award, we say medical, we look at all the other professions, but we never talk about mental health. So our next winner is giving back in that particular community for all of her support and counseling, for all of the extra hours she's put into the young people in that particular category for mental support. That recipient this year for medical is Ms. Melissa Teresa. So our last recipient, now I'm gonna, in a minute, I'm gonna ask you to do something. I can't begin to tell you what she's giving back to the community through her work, not just to veterans, but also at Perryville and Perry Point Station, through education. She is a pioneer. So many, is upon your shoulders that myself and others right now we're standing on as a giant in our community. She is 94 years old, continues to do, I'll come back to it, continues to do a walk, the 5K walk every year. She walks better than I do. But for your legacy, we want to honor you. For your legacy that you're giving to young kids like this and Grace One Day, we appreciate you. And our Legacy Award winner is Miss Bertha Copeland. again, tireless work, effortlessly work, and without any paid compensation, they do it from their heart. The last person I want to thank, who drove all the way from DC, who took the time simply because we asked, and she's always giving back. And when she was here, stationed here, she was giving back. That's our mistress of ceremony, Miss Deborah Daniels. Come forward. But to all of those who are here that was on the program, to Courtney, to Ms. Dent, to Vicki Jones, and those who helped put the program together, we appreciate your time and your effort. And I can't say any more about giving our founder a round of applause. I leave the floor back over to the MC, Mr. Cicero. Congratulations to each and every award winner. And if we can get another round of applause for all of the award winners in our ladies. Also proud of you and are grateful for what you've done for this community and its families. We will now have closing remarks by the Executive Director for Chosen, Dr. Ellison, followed by Mr. Williams, the founder.
You surprised me with that one, but okay. No, just want to say to everyone, this has been an outstanding event. And just want to just welcome and just thank everybody for all that you've done and you contributed to this organization. As a volunteer of Chosen, I was just put into a new position here. But as a volunteer, there's so much that goes on that we must continue to do. And part of it is volunteering. I know someone asked, how long have you been volunteering? And I thought about it and I said, it's been a long time. It starts in school, you volunteer. I want to be the crossing guard, right? And then we go on to the next thing. But in the end, it builds up to where we are right now. That we continue to volunteer because we need to. We may not have the funds to do something, but we contribute our time and attention to it. And so for everyone who's contributed time and attention to all that we've done, I just want to say again, thank you to everyone for coming today for this event. Thank you, Sister Worleen. Dr. Worleen, I know she's gone now, but there she is back here. She's done a phenomenal job, so let's hear it for Worleen here. So again, I just want to just thank everybody for all that you've done, and again, continue to volunteer. Really appreciate all that you do. So thank you.
Once again, we really appreciate everyone's presence, and if you would just help me celebrate all of the recipients that received awards today. As we celebrate Women's History Month, we applaud each and every one of you. And lastly, I would be remiss if I did not once again recognize the great leadership of the Chosen Community Development Corporation. If you are here today and you are part of the Chosen Community Development Corporation Executive Board, will you just please stand? Just stand for a moment to be recognized. As a volunteer for the Chosen Community Development Corporation, will you stand? And for our leadership, and of course, for all of our dignitaries that are present with us on today. Ms. Holt, you really did a phenomenal job. Really, thank you for coming. Don't forget to participate in the activities that are going on. Remember the little barcode on your table. Amen. We need your help. We need your support. And remember that we can do more together than we can alone. Enjoy yourselves, and thank you so much. I would like to, Executive Board, did you stand, Ms. Did you stand? Yes, sir. Would you stand? I want all of our board members to stand. We have to let the people see who those persons who are volunteering, sacrificing, so that we can do what we do. So we thank you, each one of you. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you on next year.
This concludes our program. If we can get all the awardees on the stage so we can get a group photo. And I do want to thank Ms. Dingle for the decorations, and Mr. Dingle on our DJ. And it's been my pleasure serving as Mr. Ceremony. Please go to the Chosen website and also like them on Facebook. Thank you.
Everybody take a picture of us.
All the awardees, if we can get you on the stage.
I didn't know what it really was.
All awardees to the stage, please. All awardees.
Thank you so much. Thank everybody in their groups cholesterol, that's too much. Anytime. That's all I've been blessed. I got two good girls. It was nice to get away. Y'all just don't know. No, I didn't. I had to be quiet. Right.